G-Man Boxing. Do you know what I mean? Every single live he donates. I see him on other lives donating. He's got the bag on it.
Alright people, little bit of news coming in here from Mike Coppinger. Stories coming from ESPN. Boxing is making a habit of announcing these stories quite late in the evening, aren't they? I normally like to get the breaking news kind of out as quick as I can. I also like to record at night and upload in the morning, but a lot of these have been coming out pretty much at night, so I've been just doing them then and there. But quoting Mike Coppinger here, he's reporting that Kiko Martinez and Josh Warrington have struck a deal for a March 26th date featherweight title fight in the UK for obviously Kiko Martinez's recently won IBF featherweight world title on the zone. Martinez coming off a shocking KO win over Kid Galahad. It was definitely one of those jump up out of your seat moments when he got the knockout. Well, the first knockdown which led to the knockout was one of them moments. Warrington looking to reclaim the title. After an upset loss to Mauricio Lara last year. Right, well, I talked about this briefly on Review of the Week there on Monday, and I saw a couple of sources last week. Now, they were claiming two different dates. They were claiming March the 12th and obviously March 26th as well in Leeds. And when I seen that, I thought there was a good bit of truth to that. I thought that actually logically, from a business point of view, it makes a lot of sense for Eddie Hearn. Some people might be asking, Kiko Martinez was a voluntary for Kid Galahad. Would he not be entitled to a rematch? I would imagine yes, but Eddie Hearn has made it abundantly clear that Kid Galahad is planning to go to 130 pounds. So I think that voids any rematch clause if he's going to move up in weight. And I think he needs to be honest with you. He looked pretty bad on the scales. Even though he only missed weight by a little bit the first time, he still looked pretty drawn in the face. Kid Galahad's always been big at that weight, and I think now it's just a case of go up to 130. I mean, the 4 pounds will definitely help you. Probably still be a struggle, but it'll be easier than doing 126. This fight, to me, when I seen this reported, I just thought, actually, from a business point of view, it makes perfect sense for Eddie Hearn. Some people will be saying, and I think they're right, well, Josh Warrington, although he didn't lose last fight to Mauricio Lara, why is he getting this fight ahead of Mauricio Lara, who, lest we forget, yes, the last fight was a draw, but the first one was a win for Mauricio Lara. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with it at all. I don't think Mauricio Lara is tied down to a major promoter, hence the reason why God knows what's going to happen with him. But I'd say Eddie Hearn was downbeat a little bit after Kid Galahad lost, until probably someone reminded him, you've still got Josh Warrington, and he's already beaten Kiko Martinez a couple of years ago, and I'd say the smile was from ear to ear from Eddie Hearn. Josh Warrington, from a business point of view, I get why he's doing this fight. It really is I'll touch on this now in a second. It really is a bit of a kind of messy show, this IBF title for Josh Warrington. I mean, he vacated that title in order, because he didn't want to go through with the Kid Galahad rematch, so vacated the IBF title, got knocked out by Mauricio Lara, right, ended up having to rematch him. Say whatever you want to say, it ended in a headbutt, ended a bit of controversy, ended with a draw, and now has the potential to fight Kiko Martinez, who he beat back in 2017, for the title that he then vacated 2 years ago. Yeah, it's a bit of a get your head around that. As I said, from a business point of view, it makes a lot of sense. Josh Warrington is a good fighter, don't get me wrong, he is a good fighter. I do wonder how will he be going in there against Kiko Martinez, following on from the both Mauricio Lara fights, because the first fight, Josh Warrington really didn't appear himself. His timing appeared to be all over the place. Definitely from a stylistic point of view, he fought a very, very sloppy, just the complete wrong fight for Mauricio Lara. I thought he would address them in the rematch. The first round he actually did quite well in the rematch with Mauricio Lara, and the second round the writing was on the wall from then on what was going to happen. And Josh Warrington, I don't know. To me, it's going to be interesting to see him in this fight. It's pretty much looks like it's a done deal that's going to take place next. But I just wonder how Josh Warrington's going to be. I mean, he'll probably have the confidence knowing, okay, I've beaten this guy already. Granted, the first Kiko Martinez fight was competitive. It was close. Josh Warrington did win it. It was a majority decision, but I think a lot of people felt at the time Martinez was more over the hill than he actually was. Because, look what he's done subsequently since. He's ended up going on to win a world title. I think in 2017, people felt Martinez was maybe down there, and Josh Warrington was coming up. And I think maybe they felt Kiko Martinez was down there, where Josh Warrington, where he actually was here, and Josh Warrington was there, so it kind of evened itself out. Say what you want to say about Kiko Martinez knocking out Kid Galahad. He has still shown signs of decline. It has to be said. I would favour Josh Warrington to win this fight, but saying that, how is Josh Warrington's punch resistance going to be? If Kiko Martinez maybe lands on him, how is he going to react? Because let's we forget, he's seen when Mauricio Lara, and I know Mauricio Lara has a lot more energy than Kiko Martinez now, and he probably hits a bit harder as well. But when Mauricio Lara was putting it on Josh Warrington, when he was landing them body shots on Josh Warrington in the rematch, Josh Warrington did noticeably look uncomfy. I think he could kind of tell that this guy has my number. I don't know will he be that way with Kiko Martinez, because he's already beaten him, and Martinez probably wouldn't have the gas tank to fight like that. And I don't think he hits as hard either, but he's definitely got power. So it'll be interesting. I will make Josh Warrington favourite in this fight, definitely. I think he'd win on points, of course. I don't think Warrington would stop Kiko Martinez. I could be wrong, but I think Kiko has enough left to go to 12. It could be a very good fight. Don't get me wrong, the first fight was pretty good. So this could be a good little fight. If Josh Warrington wins, well, Eddie Hearn will be delighted, because Josh Warrington's now a world champion again. There's more fight nights in Leeds, definitely. He could do a little nothing voluntary after this, because I don't know if there's any. Is there a mandatory? Is there a mandatory for the IBF? That I'm not sure of. No, I don't think there is anyway. If someone wants to correct me and let me know if there's a mandatory due for the IBF. But I would imagine Josh Warrington will get a couple of fight nights in Leeds. In terms of unifications, well, they were looking at the Kanzu fight prior to all the issues with Mauricio Lara, and now Lee Wood, I should say, has that title. He's fighting Michael Conlon, I think in March or April. I think in Nottingham anyway. Now personally, I think Lee Wood's going to win that fight. I think he's going to batter Michael Conlon to bits. So if Lee Wood comes through that, and if Josh Warrington beats Kiko Martinez, well, technically speaking, isn't that a unification of sort? I'd imagine they'll elevate Lee Wood, if he's not already been elevated, to full champion with the WBA. And you've got an in-house unification. So Eddie Hearn will be delighted with that. And as I said, Josh Warrington's a big seller in Leeds, big event, coming with a world title, defended it in Ellen Road again, or what's the other one called? Headingley. Big night, sold out arena. It could be good. I think Eddie Hearn is probably looking at this and thinking, might have actually got lucky, might have been a good blessing in disguise. Obviously not for Kid Galahad, but might have been for him, because he can make a lot of money off Josh Warrington. And Eddie Hearn is about that. I get the impression Matchroom are more in the business end of things, than they are in terms of put it like this: when the 2016 Olympics happened, loads of the Team GB guys went with Matchroom. A lot of them are going with Probellum now. Eddie Hearn's not signed as many as he used to be, or they're going with Boxer. Whereas Eddie Hearn is promoting guys like Alan Babbage. Love watching him fight, don't get me wrong. But Alan Babbage is a gimmick, the same way he promotes Ebony Bridges. She's fun to watch, don't get me wrong. She's fun, entertaining to fight. But is she the best in her division? No. Same way he promotes Shannon Courtney. I don't know why he promotes Shannon Courtney, because that one's a bit of a head scratcher. I really don't see, because she's not even a popular fighter. Anne's on a postcard with that one. But he does promote these kind of, almost if he sees money in you, regardless of whether you're a good fighter or not, if he sees he can make money out of you, which he can with someone like Babbage, just on the gimmick end, I'm sure Hearn would prefer having someone who could make him a lot of money in the short term than someone will say, I'm sure he had the opportunity to sign maybe Keyshawn Davis, when Keyshawn Davis was, finished with the Olympics. I think he's with Top Rank now, and that's Keyshawn Davis, future world champion. But would Eddie Hearn make a return on his investment short term? Probably not. Probably have to be a couple of years. Whereas with someone like Babbage, put him in a couple of fights, gets butts in seats. Same with someone like Florian Marku, gets butts in seats, sells tickets, make a lot of money. There you go. Same with signing that Zhilei Zhang guy. Zhilei Zhang, why did they sign him? They were obviously, the plan was to have him versus Joshua in China, and I think now they're just looking to cash him out in any old fight. So that's kind of that. So that's my thoughts on the whole Warrington Kiko Martinez situation. I actually think stylistically it might be a good little fun little scrap. The first fight was certainly good and entertaining. Warrington has probably hit his ceiling, I would imagine. I think that was that was a damaging loss. The Lara loss, the first one. Obviously the only one. But that was a damaging defeat. Very damaging. He took a lot of punishment, took a lot of abuse in that fight. And I wonder, he definitely showed in the rematch that he wasn't comfy at all in there. It looked like the writing was on the wall early on. If anything, it was going to be short and sweet, that rematch. So I wonder what kind of Warrington we have now. And I wonder if going into the fight, knowing he's beaten this guy already years ago, will give him more confidence, or could it actually make him overconfident? I mean, I suspect with Michael Hunter, I know this video's going on for a while. I only planned on making this like a 6-minute video. I'm probably going over 10 minutes now. But I suspect, I'm just saying, I don't like making them too long. But I reckon something similar like that happened with Michael Hunter when he fought Jerry Farrel. Lest we forget, they fought very early on in Michael Hunter's career. Michael Hunter won every round. It was quite straightforward for him over 8 rounds. And I'm sure he went into that rematch thinking, I've beaten this guy already. I done it when I was fresh early on in my career. I'm more experienced now in my heavyweight. It's going to be a walk in the park. And obviously it wasn't. He obviously just assumed it would be as easy as it was the first time, and it clearly wasn't. He almost lost. Many people felt he did lose to Jerry Forrest. So could something like that happen with Josh Warrington? I doubt it, but you never know. You never know. And I do think that Kiko Martinez was better in 2017 than he is now. I do think he is showing signs of decline. I really do. Yes, he beat Kid Galahad, but Kid Galahad was well in control until he got caught with that right hook and, sent into outer space. So that's my thoughts on this. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. For now, lads and lassies, if you could help your boy out, smash the like button. It really does. I really do appreciate it when you hit the like button. It's lovely to see. Subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. If you're just dropping by and you've not hit subscribe, it takes 2 seconds. It's free. Please subscribe. For now, lads and lassies, I'll talk to you. Peace. Oh, and before I finish up, absolutely such a sad story broke today about Cash Farrel. I want to just touch on it briefly in this video at the end. Oh man, it's such a shame he's had to retire. They haven't given a specific reason, but do you know something, right? When fighters like Andre Ward, Carl Froch, George Groves, when Amir Khan will inevitably retire, probably this year, David Haye, when they retired, they were all fighters I love watching. I was like, they're retiring, but it was a case of, Amir Khan and David Haye entertainment, in and outside the ring. I love watching Andre Ward, Carl Froch, George Groves, great fighters as well. When they retire, it's a case of, I'm sad to see them go. But they've done everything they've needed to do in the sport, if that makes sense. With someone like Cash Farrel, who's so talented, he's just such a good looking little prospect. He can fight on the outside, fight on the inside. He's fast, lacks a bit of pop, but just is so fun, so easy on the eye to watch, so talented. Had a great fight with Lee McGregor, which many people felt he was very unlucky not to get the nod in. Should have had the rematch this year. There was talk of it happening sometime in April. He was only, 25, 26? It's sad because there's so much there for him that you knew he would do that he's not going to be able to do now. And he's retired, and it's sad. And I wish him the best in whatever. I don't know if he watches my videos or not. If someone wants to share this on Twitter and tag him in it, feel free to. But it's such a sad state of affair that he's had to retire, because I really did rate him very, very highly. And I like watching him fight, and I expected a great future from Cash Farrel. I wish him the best in whatever he does away from the sport. Hopefully he can get, something, because at 26, he's a couple of years younger than me, but at 26, when you've been boxing probably your whole adult life, it's going to be obviously strange to do something different. So I wish him nothing but the best, Cash Farrel, and whatever it is, I wish him nothing but the best. Peace.